Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to go light tanks. We're going to go the Sheridan. The Sheridan, it's a tier 10 American light tank that is absolutely brilliant. Honestly, this tank it is brutal. It can be brutal. Of course, it once upon a time featured missiles, which was over the top. Now, I do think it's got better since the missiles, because there's not a lot of people that knew how to shoot the missiles. But armor-wise, it's got very weird armor, because it has no armor, but yet it has armor, which we will show you in a second. Your DPM is 2,518, so not the best, but it has got a big gun. Your reload time is 13.5 seconds. Your APCR pen is 247. Your heat is 350 and 97 on your HE. You've got a 570 alpha gun, 495 on your heat and 690 on your HE. Your aim time is 4.3 and your gun dispersion is 0.323. So stat-wise, it doesn't look a fantastic tank. It does, however, have 10 degrees of gun depression, but that doesn't really mean too much with this tank, to be fair. And like I said, with the armor profile, it is a very, very weird tank because it's got so much spaced armor. People will think that they can penetrate you with HESH or with HE, and then you just get splash damage. So it's very annoying. And not just that, but even when people I think you're going to see it this game, they just bounce. And it's so annoying when you come up against a Sheridan and you've got the side of the armor and you bounce the side armor. It's like, what the hell, how? And that can do that an awful lot with this tank. So of course there are a few light tanks and in tier 10, and a lot of them are all different. Like, you've got, of course, the Batchat, which is an auto-loader. You've got things like the T100, which is a single shotgun. And, of course, then you've got something like the Sheridan, which has a massive alpha. So they all play a lot differently to each other. So it's not like you've got, say, the Object 907, the T62, the Object 140, the T22, all them mediums that all play the same. A lot of the light tanks in tier 10 play differently. And that's what I like about the light tanks in tier 10. They are all different. Now, I love the look of the Sheridan. Personally, I prefer the other camo, but I've just sort of run in this. And where I say about your armor profile, I mean, just watch in a short moment. Like, we've got our back to the E4 there, and we still managed to get a bounce from the E4 from behind. Like, and that's, you can do that regularly. You can't rely on it, don't get me wrong. You can't rely on the armor. You can't just go, yeah, I'm going to bounce, because it doesn't work like that. It just happens. It just literally happens when you don't expect it. Not so much when you're driving the Sheridan, but more when you're coming up against the Sheridan, that you bounce a lot more than you when you're driving it. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic tank. It's a brilliant light tank. Obviously it packs a punch, which is what everyone loves about it. And of course, when it had the missiles, I mean, yeah, people loved the missiles. There were, but a lot of PC players, of course, preferred the missiles over mobiles, because it was a lot easier to aim in, and you can just get them trick shots really with the missiles. And again, we get another bounce there from the Minotauro. So that is literally 1120 block damage, and we didn't even mean for that. We didn't even try to get the block. It just literally happened. So yeah, I love it. So that's the Sheridan, and I mean, with the armor profile, and you can see this game here, it was very, very easy. And again, that's what I love about light tanks in general, not just the Sheridan. The Sheridan's good because you can rush in later on, do a big amount of damage, and then sort of run away as such, where things like the Batchat, you can rush in, do your clip, and then run away. It's very similar, because you're doing, I suppose, less damage in the Sheridan than the Batchat with the clip. But yeah, I just love the fact that you can go up early on in a light tank, spot the enemy team, see where they are, and then decide where you want to go. And that's how you're supposed to play a light tank. A lot of people don't play light tanks like they should play light tanks. That is literally how you should be playing light tanks. You shouldn't be playing it like medium tanks, because they are different. I mean, medium tanks, yeah, they go the other way. They can brawl, especially tanks like the E50M, where light tanks don't have that armor profile really to brawl. They do have the camo, so again, they've got the view range, the spotting, etc. So that is how you should be playing light tanks in general, is go to spot the team early on in the middle of the map as much as you can get to, like this map, for example, on Dead Rail. I didn't do it, but if you went up by sort of the B area, you'd be able to spot absolutely everything that is coming that way. And then once you do your spotting, you can make your move and decide where you want to go next. Like here, you know, the whole team are pretty much spotted, so we are just going to go forward and get behind the enemies. So we're going to take the shot there on against the T55A. Nice HE shot, to be fair, over 700 damage done into him. They do have a tank destroyer, so I do want to be careful. I don't want to just rush to this T55. However, I do have a little bit of help now, and what I want to do is get behind this rock, because once you're behind this rock in a light tank, I can get behind the bush, and then I can just start getting a bit of free damage into these guys. So far that's 1800 damage. This T55 is about to find out just how brutal the Sheridan can be. So he's going to pop up and yep, see you later, get ammo racked, and a nice amount of damage done there. So 2800 damage done. And now we get rid of that tank. Now, I can just sit behind this rock. I've got shots, I've got targets, I can sit behind this rock. There's the Minotaur. I can't quite get the shot off him, so let's just push forward. However, I can get the shot off on the mouse there. And then again, once you take the shot, you back up again behind the rock, behind the bush, wait for yourself to reload, and then you can push again. So we're going to do that again, switch to our our HE, which I'd always recommend when there is a low hit point tank, switch HE, because you do have that alpha. Because you got over sort of 500 alpha, even your splash damage is still going to be a couple of hundred damage. So do bear that in mind when you're driving a big caliber tank, like anything like a Death Star, E100, Jaeger, anything like that. If there is a tank on sort of below 200 hit points, just splash it, because you don't want to run the risk of bouncing and then having to reload. I mean, you just see it twice there. Just switch to the HE. They're less than 100. You will clear them unless you are very, very unlucky. So it's just not going to reload here. So let's just look at the armor profile, as I've said, and all the pink that you can see is spaced armor. So it does mean that you can get penned, but if someone shoots HE or someone shoots heat at you, it's just gonna like absorb it. It's not gonna do nothing. And you know, if someone shoots you with heat, they could do no damage. If someone switches to HE, they could do a little amount of damage, like a Death Star that can do 1500 damage. If a Death Star shoots your sides at the upper, then they can only sort of do maybe 300-400 damage. Yes, they're going to do damage, but not as much. So that is the Sheridan. Let me know what you think of the Sheridan in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.